Hey guys, it's Abby from Autumn of Pellinor, and today I'm going to be doing a little review of The Aliens Are Coming by Ben Miller. So this is written by a reasonably well-known comedian in Britain. You won't have heard of him if you're not in Britain, mostly. But he also has a cosmology degree, I believe, something similar to that. And this book is a non-fiction look at the extraordinary science behind our search for life in the universe. So there are 8 chapters in this book. It's Extremophiles, SETI, Planets, Universes, Life, Humans, Aliens and Messages. Within this book you look at how life began on planet Earth, how it could have came to be on other different planets, how evolution has occurred, how we relate to different species on the planet, how dolphins talk. So it really does delve into quite a wide variety of areas, so it doesn't just stick specifically with searching space for signals, but that is also in here. And it also uses a wide variety of different sciences, which I really personally enjoyed. Rather than just sticking with astrophysics or cosmology, it incorporated ecology and geology and other different scientific areas to make you kind of get a more full understanding of this search, because there is a lot more we can do than just scan the skies for signals. This was a really fun book for me to pick up personally because it's only like 300 pages, and because it is so sciencey and I had just finished my thesis, it was like a great way for me to kind of get back into everything. So that was really enjoyable. I just found the way that Ben Miller analysed things was really interesting and really thought-provoking, because he didn't just stick to that one specific area and he did delve into the other sciences which would have an impact. It really makes you think about how we aren't fully exploring Earth yet, what we could be doing on Earth to further forward our search for alien life forms, because I do personally believe that there are aliens out there. We will not be the only planet with life on. We won't. It just seems so impossible in a universe filled with so many planets that we would be the only planet with life. So we're still hunting for life at the very bottoms of our oceans, which we are finding. We are searching for life all throughout the universe, whether that's in the Milky Way or in the entire universe. Looking at all of that really does change up how we can find any sort of signals, because if they're sending it from a star system that is 50 million light years away, they sent that 50 million light years ago. So if we're sending something out now, if they're far away, they're not going to see it. Anyway, I need to stop this from being just a discussion. I really enjoyed the analysis of a variety of different planets and how each of their conditions would allow for different life forms if we can try and find them, normally kind of microbial levels of life forms, as well as looking at actually decoding any sort of alien messages. So if they send messages in the same way as us, great, that gives us a starting off point, but why don't we try and communicate with other animals on Earth first? Which sounds stupid. Like, it sounds like, oh, you want to talk to animals? He makes the point where dolphins are incredibly intelligent and they have a language. So if we can try and comprehend that enough that we could vaguely understand the intent behind their messages, that would be a lot more promising for us to be able to analyse the intent behind any alien messages. It's all well and good searching for these bursts of information, but we need to be able to understand it, because they're not going to speak English or German or Japanese or Swahili. So this is a really fun read, definitely sciencey, but also it explains everything quite well, and it'll go back to points that it's made at the first part of the book. So if it mentions something in the very beginning, it will then be like, oh, you know that thing I mentioned before? Here's it coming into play again. So it is great for scientists and non-scientists. I knew some of this stuff already because I've studied science for a while, but for those who haven't, I think that this would still perfectly explain everything. There's some bits that even I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take that as cool, whatever, and move on. And then there were some bits where I was like, okay, I now understand it because you've explained it a bit more. So I do think that just anyone who's interested in a non-fiction work like this should be able to enjoy it. It's not limited at all. This was a really fun book. I gave it 5 stars out of 5 at the end of it, just because it was exactly what I was looking for at that time period. I just finished my master's thesis, but I hadn't read anything in months, so I didn't want to delve into a high fantasy, but I didn't want to be looking at volcanoes. Because that's what my thesis was on. So then being able to kind of switch to a very different branch of science, I mean, like I said, it goes into many branches of science, but a very different area of research, was perfect for me at the time, and it was written really well. He is a comedian, so he does make this entertaining. Some of it's funny, some of it is just entertaining. I definitely recommend picking this up, and it says that he's authored as well It's Not Rocket Science, so I want to pick that up at some point. Let me know if any of you guys have read this and your thoughts and opinions. I know it's not exactly gonna have been a common book to be reading, especially because it's by a British comedian. A non-fiction book about aliens written by a British comedian is not the widest bracket to ask if people have read this. But let me know if you have, and if you have, what you thought of it, and if you're thinking about picking it up. And any Brits watching, do you know Ben Miller? I will put a picture of him on the screen, because I didn't know him by his name, and then I saw his little author picture, which I can't screen. I saw his little author picture on the back of the book, and I was like, oh my god, it's him! So, I mean, I don't know, maybe younger Brits wouldn't know him as much, but... So yes, this is my first book review since The Hate U Give, I think, which I did a long time ago. I don't tend to do them, but I really enjoy watching Alex, who I will link her channel down below. She is amazing, and her book reviews are so concise and so well thought out and completely spoiler free, which is hard to do with a non-fiction because it's just facts. But yeah, her book reviews are absolutely gorgeous, and it really inspired me to try out something new now that I'm coming back to BookTube. So thank you for watching. All of my different interweb links are down below in the description. My Twitter, my Goodreads, my Instagram, my blog, and my Amazon TBR. No one's gonna buy from it. No, you're too British to do this, but I'm also too Scottish to not. But thank you so much for watching. Click this red subscribe button and the bell if you want to see some more from me, and if so, I'll see you next time. Bye guys!